Morning, everybody. So worry, I think, is something that hits every single one of us. And I know for myself, I worry about the future. And that future might be in the next hour, it might be tomorrow, next week, or many years down the road. And I think when we're thinking about our church right now and some of the worries, it's who's going to be our next pastor? How are we ever going to find that perfect person for our church? And along the way to get there, are we going to lose any members? Are we going to have all the right leadership and staff in place? And COVID, is this ever going to get more manageable for us? All the worries around that. And as a mom, I have all my regular old worries that happen day in and day out, trivial and non-trivial. I mean, worrying about, is everyone being nice to my kids at school? Did somebody pick up Olivia from practice? Are all the lunches in the bag? It's all kinds of worries. And especially, anyone who's a mom, I feel like we carry just extra for whatever reason, but the worrying is always there. And I know everyone in here can relate, and especially, these last couple of years have been really just anxiety-ridden for a lot of people. But what I do know, and I think I've learned along the way, is that, God is there, and He's with us, and He's with us when we're worrying about the little things during the day. He's with us when we're worrying about the big picture and big problems. And, just a little story to share. There was a time last year when my daughter Evelyn had a big surgery, and I was in the hospital room with her. There was only, one parent allowed in there, and it was me. And I was having just a really intense, hard moment where it was hard for me to just see my child in pain. You're just constantly trying to relieve everything. And I was texting with my sister-in-law actually at the moment, and she was from afar trying to help me through this. And she told me something that when she's, in a time like that, she just does something very simple and just makes the prayer, Jesus, come. And so, there I was by myself, and I was ready to try anything to help in that moment, and I made the prayer, Jesus, come, and it really comforted me and made me feel like he was there, and it was like taking my worries and just trying to lift them up from the moment. And maybe, as Deb said, it's, Sky Daddy, come. It could be, it could be any name that we have, but I think it's really important for all of us as a church family, everyone here, everyone at home, everybody that's part of this church family, just to know that God is here with us at this time of change and need for our church. And we can all say that prayer of Jesus, come, and He will be here with us, and He will help us through any change and turbulence along the way. And I really think, the focus of a church is not just about a pastor. It's not about a single person. And it's about Jesus, really. And it's not just about the preaching that happens on Sundays, but it's about the equipping of all the people here. And it's not about this beautiful building we're standing in, but it's about the gathering of all of us. And it's not about all the filled or sometimes empty seats, but it's about the cross that's behind me here. And so I think, should I be worried about all the change that's coming ahead? And should any of us be worried? And I really don't think so. I think there's an incredible group of people at this church, and people who I've seen be so devoted to everything about this church. And that's what's going to keep this church strong. It's not about one single person. And I know when my family and I, we all became members about 7 or so years ago, there's never been a doubt in my mind that we keep coming back for the people here. You know, we really liked it and meeting Pastor Allen, but it's not what it's about, that one person. It's about all the wonderful people that are here. And it's really week after week, there's an incredible team of people that make this Sunday worship happen. And not only just in this church, but now bringing it online and sharing it with everyone. And, you know, Rick and Jamie and loads of other people have made this happen over the past few years, really, to get the service online, keep it online. And personally, I think the needing to get it online was a blessing in disguise. And I think it's a really wonderful thing that our message is now available online for anyone to hear the message. And really the way the St. Matthew family serves our local community and the world is what makes this such a wonderful place and who we are. And whether it's helping at pads or feed my starving children or mission trips, it's about everyone here coming together and helping God's people, and it's not one single pastor that makes that happen. We have an amazing children's ministry and youth ministry here. It's not one person, one pastor that's making that happen. I know personally there's not much more that makes me happy than Saturday night, one of my kids or all of them are, we're going to church tomorrow, right? You know, they're excited, they want to come, they enjoy being here. And that really warms a parent's heart when your own kids are excited to come to church in the morning. Or we have a membership life committee that works so hard to keep us together and connected. And, you know, after these last few years, that really is such an important piece. And I know there's a group of people that are working really hard to do that. And that's something we're all grateful for. And it's not a single pastor making that happen. It's the people in this church. And it's not a single pastor that brings the music here. We have a great team of people that are making these Sunday services beautiful and joyous and making it a great place to be, whether you're here or watching it online. So really it's thinking about all of that and all these people that makes me just not worried about what's next year. And I really don't think anyone needs to be. And you know, I think if anyone does feel anxiety or is nervous, you know, take a look at the annual report if you haven't. I know for me it's always so impressive, and you just feel such gratitude looking through that at all the people that are helping make St. Matthew who it is, and all the great programs and efforts that happen. It's all the little things. I mean, it was this team of people cleaning out Dobstaff Hall and the kitchen. I mean, it takes people to do all that. And, you know, everyone should just take a look through and you'll feel very gracious for all of that. And I also think this is an opportunity for all of us, and myself included, to really think about, you know, what we are doing or what we're not doing to be a dedicated church member. And it's really, I know it's been exhausting these last couple years. I know I felt it, and probably most of you have. But I really think this is an awesome time to get re-energized, for all of us to just rethink what you're doing. Is there anything else you could do, or just making an extra effort somehow? But I think it's a really exciting time, and for everyone to take a breath and be excited and re-energized about the church, and to really look ahead with hope and excitement about what's coming. We have a lot to rejoice about. We have a lot to be thankful for here. I know I'm grateful that God has brought us Pastor Kyle to help us through this. I think, you know, she's the right person, and God made that happen, and so let's rejoice that God is here with us, and He always will be. We can all present our worries to God, whether they're little, they're huge, whatever it is. We can all say, Jesus, come, and He'll be there, and we can bring our worries. And I'll be comforted by just looking around at all these faces and, plenty of people who are not able to be here, but be comforted by this church family that we have. And I'm grateful for it, and I'm sure all of you are too. So I think we go forward and we rejoice in the Lord always. Thank you.